I'm warning you.
Next time, it's gonna be glass.
Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon? You have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. I have the tape.
It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to... Why not? Why won't you do it?
The Earth supposedly 23.4 degrees on this axis. And that leaves you, of course, the ecliptic number, again, 66.6 degrees off. Well, Earth is supposedly orbiting around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour.
Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital.
Private messages, emails, private messages for your overwhelming support and encouragement you express to us in uncounted emails, private messages on social media. But please, do not consider me a hero. I'm not brave and I'm not courageous. I am simply doing my job. I was elected to Parliament to serve the people, to act on their behalf and in their best interest. And I couldn't think of a better way to serve your interest than to uphold freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. But I'm telling you, the vast majority of the elected representatives, they are selling you down the river. You know, instead of adjusting our concept of what constitutes fully vaxxed, we need to adjust our concept of what constitutes legitimate government. And governments forcing people into compliance are neither legitimate nor democratic by any stretch of the imagination. And it isn't about your health either. You know, pharmaceutical companies are about as interested in public health as the arms industry is in world peace. Now, some of you may argue I'm exaggerating. I'm misjudging the government's intentions. Granted, that is a possibility. But are you willing to take that risk? Can you afford this nonchalant attitude towards government, considering what we all stand to lose? Others may think, yeah, I kind of see where she's coming from, but nah, my government wouldn't do it. Well, not only would they, I'm telling you, they are already doing it as we speak. As Heraclit, a Greek philosopher living in the 5th century BC, once said, the truth often evades being recognized due to its utter incredibility. So just because you cannot fathom your government having ill meanings towards you doesn't mean it is not true. And on the other hand, I'd much rather be wrong than sorry. But it's up to you. You need to decide what you will do. But keep in mind, whatever decision you do make, you will not only make it for yourself. This decision will be made for your children and your children's children as well.
Society, rich with symbols and ritual, it's the source of legends, parodies,
Who controls the bridge?
Sick! Sick!
and conspiracy theories.
Because so much organized crime uses the Masonic secret system and the good old boy network to be able to get away with murder. And I mean murder.
Welcome to the world of Freemasonry.
He places his right hand on the Bible and with his left presses the point of a compass against his chest. He swears to forever conceal and never reveal any of the secret arts, parts, or points of the hidden mysteries of Freemasonry. If he breaks that promise, he binds himself to having my throat cut across, my tongue torn out, my body buried in the sands of the sea at low tide. The assembled brothers rise and give the sign of the entered apprentice. Right hand held palm down beneath the chin, with the elbows straight out. The master asks the candidate what he seeks. He replies, "The light." The master strikes his gavel, and the hood is removed. Now the candidate is shown 3 sacred objects: the holy book, the square, and the compass. The master reminds him that he faces terrible retribution should he ever betray the organization's secrets. Next comes instruction in the secret hand sign or grip and the secret word, Boaz. The candidate receives his Masonic badge and the symbolic tools, a gavel and a ruler. The candidate leaves to change clothes and returns to receive the final charges. He is instructed that he must understand the importance of God, must be law-abiding, must abstain from political or religious discussion in the lodge.
Of its benefits, especially with elderly groups, senior citizens, especially above 65 and above 60. So if it's going to be used, it's better to focus on those groups who have risk of severe disease and death, rather than, as we see, some countries are using to give boosters to kill children, which is not right. Then the equity issue comes here. Instead of boosting a child in high-income countries, it's better to vaccinate the elderly in countries who have the elders who have not been vaccinated, even the primary vaccines. So the equity issue should also come into play. Emerging now of
suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't find that suspicious. You don't.
U.S. Air Force showing us the stars from space for the very first time. And when you look at what they showed us, what they actually saw, you begin to understand why the moon landing never had stars in the background, why they're not showing us stars from space anymore, because it's very difficult to pull this off.
The sky is deep black.
As you can see the stars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
The sky, of course, was black.
The heavens are 10 times as bright, stars 10 times as numerous.
And we cannot see stars.
The thing about Carl Sagan, billions of billions, there really are billions and billions of stars, and you can see them.
And that's when things start to get weird, because people have gone back and looked at declassified documents that for some reason keep mentioning a flat, non-rotating Earth. Over and over again, it's in their flight plans, it's in all their working models. This flat, stationary Earth repetitively keeps showing up. If it doesn't exist, there'd be absolutely no reason to base all of your science on it. Something else shows up.
Okay, behind the scenes footage. Yeah. Well, if it is, why do you have access to something that no one else has seen before?
Serendipity, I guess.
Turn the camera off, please. If you show this publicly, you're open for a lawsuit. You're talking to the wrong guy. Why don't you talk to the administrator at NASA? We're passengers. We're guys going on a flight.
But what about every single space agency after this? We're putting our trust in people to be honest and show us exactly what they're seeing. They would have no reason to lie about going to space, being on a space station, but that's where things start to get even weirder, because we're catching them making big mistakes. They're having CGI glitches, their wire harnesses are not working correctly. If you do enough searching, you will find clip after clip of NASA fails. These people messing up in the middle of what's supposed to be a live feed, because even with the best technology, things screw up. We have the U.S. Air Force.